Fuß, seats, off, seats, off, Fuß, seats, Bella, Suka. Where's it at? Find it, Suka. So here we are, 8 days out before our first game to kick off the 24-25 season. Today is pretty much probably going to be the last time that we get to have a practice. What I'm trying to do today, I'm trying to do inside here is create extreme stimuli for the canine, a lot of fun, and really see if I can create that balance between the temperament, right? Between my caloric, can I achieve balance between, you know, the dark side of their fundamental dispositions and the light side of their fundamental dispositions. So I really want to try to see if I can achieve that today with these girls. I got my Melon Project dogs, and then we have our rescue dog in Piper. It's going to be, it's kind of like the final information for me to see as their coach on how we're going to be able to go into this game on Friday and really see if we can get our point across to these young athletes and showing them how to achieve balance with your team dynamic through temperament diagnosis, how to really level yourself off so you can evaluate, take in the game, take in your performance, be balanced with your performance, not too high, not too low. So at the end of the day, we can achieve that elite level of performance that we're looking for. And that's what I'm hoping this last exercise is going to do. We started this off 8 days ago. 8 days ago, I had a lot of concerns. Again, we've only been able to touch, due to our workload in our personal lives and our everyday life, we've only really been able to touch these dogs about 5 minutes a day. I think we've missed a couple of practices just due to other obligations, but you can see, I think, as a viewer, again, especially with the Malinois, we only trained these dogs the first 12 months of their life. And what we try to do here at Canines for America, our theory that started back in St. Petersburg, Russia, was how to develop an organism cognitively. And if we can achieve the correct method of training based off of the temperament diagnosis, and we can create the behavioral reactions that we want to see off of our training methods, and develop the neurons appropriately because of the way we understand they fire, therefore we can achieve success at any stage. Due to being able to communicate with our canine. And that's what we're seeing here today, and what I hope to see here today, and then I hope to see in the game on Friday, when we're going to be in a room. There's going to be 50 plus athletes and administrators. There's going to be a lot of stimuli going on. Can our performer, can our athlete, doesn't matter if they're sanguine, doesn't matter if they're caloric, doesn't matter if they're melancholic, can we achieve balance between our athlete so that the athlete now has that ability to perform, and to perform again, like I said, at that elite level? Are they able to close out all of the distraction? Are they able to kind of get into that zone, right? You've heard it before. Can they kind of get into their own matrix and zone in on the task that I'm asking them to do, no matter what I'm asking them to do? What we're going to see here today, and what you're seeing here today, is you're seeing kind of a bite sleeve and a dog going onto a bite sleeve. None of these dogs are dual purpose canines. They're not bite dogs. Now, do they have the capabilities to? What you're seeing here today, yeah, these dogs do have that capability, but we only introduced them to a bite sleeve, early on in life, and we've never done any type of bite work possible. So we're not looking to see is the dog performing that type of work here. The reward is me. The reward is a tug of war with a tool on my arm. Are they able to listen to me, and are they able to do as I ask, right? And perform evolution the way I need them to perform it, right? And then I will pay them with that human tug-of-war type of a game, that human interaction, right? Because I'm using myself today as the stimuli. I know in the very beginning we had these dogs on lead. Today there's no lead. You're watching a dog be completely free will, make their own decisions, make their own choices, do as they please. Do I get them to go off into space, or am I able to keep them engaged with me the whole time? Am I able to keep this 4 minutes of nonstop of a working relationship, of challenges being presented, distractions? Do they show me that they have impulse control? Do they show me that they're not afraid of a loud buzzer? The music's not a distraction to them. The bright lights of a scoreboard isn't a distraction to them. Are they able to focus, right? And that's what we're hoping to achieve when we get into the classroom and we kick off our team dynamic class with these high-level Division I athletes. Are they able to understand the point that we're trying to prove, that we're all born with a temperament? I mean, it's not a temperament that, we so choose. It is just innate, and it is given to us. It is what it is. Now, we can shape that temperament. That's the other 50% that we've talked about in our other videos. I can shape and I can mold that temperament, right? I can take my chloric. I can take, there's going to be the negative, dark side, fundamental dispositions that come with that temperament. But can I make sure that I don't gravitate to the dark side, that I stay on the light side, and I shape and I mold because I understand who I am, right? The Hulk lives within us all. Now, it's my job to understand and recognize that the Hulk lives within me. Can I now learn how to control that Hulk? Now, different levels of stimuli can awaken the Hulk. Can I learn to understand what levels of stimuli awaken the Hulk? And if so, how to keep that Hulk dormant when I need to have it be dormant? So that's what we're going to try to get across to our athletes, so our athletes can always perform at the level that they need to perform, and our coaches are able to communicate with the athlete as the athlete can communicate with the coach. The athlete can communicate with amongst themselves as a team and create that balance as a team. Can my chlorics, my sangues, my melancholics, and if I have some phlegmatics in that team environment, at the end of the day, I'm not all over the place with my temperaments of my teammates, but we are all one. We are all balanced. We are all linear. And then that way, by being linear, by being balanced, we can now achieve the success that we need to achieve, especially when you get to a certain level of athletics, a certain level of play. If you're a military canine, a police canine, or doing something at a very high level, how do we now become different from our competition? When our competition is elite, how do we become that extra 1%? How do we find it? We here at Canines for America, we firmly believe we find that through temperament diagnosis, understanding who you are. Know thyself. And by being able to teach this 2,500-year-old philosophy and having our canines be able to teach it to the humans, we believe that we can become that better, well-rounded athlete and achieve that extra 1% that will help me now win in my competition, help me win a national championship, help me win at that elite level. I firmly believe what we've done here today, what we've been doing this whole week, I think we're set up for success on Friday. Again, we have a bunch of freshmen. We're coming in with a freshman team, but I'm a lot more excited about this opportunity for our young girls, the Melanois Project, to get into this first game and to be able to perform. The only one I'm kind of wondering about, I think she just had a bad practice, is Piper, but Piper was never involved in the Melanois Project. Piper was a dog we went out, we rescued. So today, what we're seeing with Piper, we're seeing a lot of different things that Piper is showing us. Now I know personally, because I've worked Piper for quite a while, that Piper is able to do the job. But Piper has now changed her environment, right? Piper now has a different living situation than the other Malinois that you see. So based off of her living situation and being a little bit more, by being more, I guess you would say, kind of out of the athletic realm, to where Piper is just asked to do different things now. She's not as sharp as I think I would like her to see her be. But I think we'll see on Friday. I think the scoreboard threw Piper off. I think the buzzer threw Piper off. I think the music threw Piper off. And it just became a distraction where she just didn't want to work anymore. She was more concerned about those things than actually working. And she kind of went into more of a passive defensive reaction, which we say is a product of your environment. So there's 12 months of Piper's life before we got her, where Piper was living on the streets of Franklin County in Columbus, Ohio. And so those are 12 months that we have no idea what she experienced. But when we got Piper, we had to work through a lot of different experiences with her, a lot of different behavioral reactions that she displayed. And that's kind of the product of her environment. So that's one thing that we can't control. The girls that are involved in our Malinois project, we know exactly their behavioral reactions because they were raised as puppies from day one. So we know exactly the training methods that we applied to our Malinois. Therefore, we knew the behavioral reactions that we would receive based off of our temperament diagnosis. So Piper was late to the party with us, but we'll see how Piper does. I just think it was a bad practice. But the girls have tomorrow off because tomorrow's going to be a prep day for John and I to get the class ready. As we have other things that we are doing, and then Friday we're going to go ahead and show you guys out there kind of how this class looks and how these girls perform with 8 days of workup. I mean, that's all we've done. We've done 8 days of workup to get them ready for their first game. And we're going to see how this game goes. But I think we're going to get our point across to these young athletes. And like I said, it's a 24-25 season, so it's going to be a long year where we're going to be doing this class a lot of times for different sports and different athletes. And the girls are only going to get better and better at it. But at the end of the day, guys, I was a little nervous going into this thing, but I feel confident now that I was able to communicate with my girls, and I'm able to get what I need to get across to these young men and women when we go into the school year here and show what Canines for America can do. So guys, hey, I really appreciate you guys watching and following us. Please make sure to click like and to subscribe. And hey, Friday, 2 days, make sure you get on and see how we did. Appreciate it. Talk soon.